This video discusses the lore of portals. This is not a gameplay guide. Before Kingdom Hearts 3, I assumed portals were exclusive to the realm of sleep, since the first time we ever saw them was in Dream Drop Distance. And a lot of other people used this assumption to support the idea that Kingdom Hearts 3 takes place in the realm of sleep, since portals are present in the Keyblade graveyard. But I realize now that I and others are mistaken, and that portals, like sleeping keyholes, can indeed exist in the real world, and have been able to ever since Dream Drop Distance, because portals also act as entrances to the realm of sleep. Let's actually compare portals to sleeping keyholes. Both are doorways to and from the realm of sleep. We see this in Dream Drop Distance when in the real world, Riku opens a portal to Sora's Station of Awakening. We also see a portal in the real version of the world that never was that leads Riku to open Dream Drop Distance's world map, which we'll talk more about later. So these two examples prove to us it's possible that the Keyblade graveyard in Kingdom Hearts 3 can still be in the real world, with portals that lead to both the final world and Xehanort's dream Scala ad Kylum, which I talk about in my video on sleeping keyholes. Also like sleeping keyholes, they're able to lead from one area within the realm of sleep to another area still within it, like the portals between the two Traverse towns and the portals in the final world. True, the final world is in the realm of death, but since Chirithy says those two realms touch, I'm assuming portals function similarly in both realms. Now in terms of who can use portals in comparison to sleeping keyholes, non-Keyblade wielders like Joshua, Donald, and Goofy can only use portals, while Keyblade wielders like Sora and Riku can use both. Nightmares can also use both, as seen with Nightmare Spellican. Joshua states only he can use Rhyme's portal, since he's the one holding on to her dreams. And that tells us portals are more reliant on individuals than sleeping keyholes are. That could explain why Donald and Goofy had to hold on to Sora when he opened a portal into Xehanort's dreams, rather than Donald and Goofy entering by themselves, but that's just speculation. However, in Dream Drop Distance, off-screen, Shiki and Rhyme use Joshua's portal. But this might be because technically those two aren't actually human, but dreams themselves that take shape as their original person, as Joshua explains. In fact, we can learn a lot about portals in dream worlds by analyzing the gang from The World Ends With You. So let's do that now.
In their world, something happened that brought their existence to an end. To keep them from fading altogether, I gathered up the very last remnants of their dreams and looked for a place to give them refuge. It was then this world appeared to answer my call, and Rhyme's dreams allowed us to reach it. Here, I thought they might have a chance, that the pieces of their dreams could make them whole again. Imagine my surprise when I realized dreams take bodily form in this world. It struck me, by linking their dream pieces back together, maybe I could make them exist again. Maybe I could give them another chance.
It can't be that simple.
Well, why can't it? By ourselves, we're no one. It's when other people look at us and see someone. That's the moment we each start to exist. All they needed was for someone to see them, connect with them. And the two of you were a big part of making it happen.
Okay, so there's a lot said here, so to help explain it, let's add some visual aid. So Joshua states something happened in the gang's world that made them perish, but Joshua was just able to gather what was left of them, their dreams. We'll use dream pieces to visually represent that. Then, Traverse Town appears to him, which makes sense as Traverse Town is a safe haven for people whose worlds fall to darkness, as stated by Ansem the Wise in Secret Report 11 and Ienzo in Dream Drop Distance. I'll talk about Shibuya itself in a later video of Dream Drop Discuss. Now because all Joshua had were the gang's dreams, he couldn't place them in Traverse Town in that condition. So Joshua used one of the dreams, Rhymes, as a portal to enter Traverse Town's dreams. Then, in that sleeping world, the gang's dreams took shape as their original selves. And this shape was only strengthened when Sora and Riku interacted with them. This is a similar process to how nobodies and puppets can also grow hearts when being interacted with.
The heart has always been quick to grow. Each exposure to light, to the natural world, to other people, shapes this most malleable part inside of us.
Joshua also states he dreamed that Traverse Town world up.
Next question. How could I possibly know your name, right? This town has a little secret. It only appears when someone out there has need of shelter. I'll spare you the details, but right now it's made up of my dreams. So of course I know you. I dreamed you up. I know your best friend Riku, too.
Really? You know Riku?
Well, yeah. I'm kind of omniscient.
So with this explanation added to the earlier one, it seems even though Joshua is upholding this dream of Traverse Town himself, he still needed Rhyme's portal to enter it in the first place and to switch between the two versions of Dream Traverse Town. This may be because Joshua isn't human, so he isn't a natural dreamer.
Joshua, why don't they ever attack you?
They being dream eaters? They won't go after you unless you're a dreamer. Which is funny because I've got plenty of dreams.
But they're definitely attacking me. So, you think I'm a dreamer?
Every human being is a dreamer.
And that could be why he can't enter a sleeping world on his own. Now, let's talk about Traverse Town and its two versions. Joshua says that he once thought they were parallel worlds. Think of it like this. Joshua's dream of Traverse Town is a house, and Rhyme's portal is a door so Joshua can walk inside the house. Now inside is split into two rooms that look exactly the same, with Rhyme and Neku in one room and Shiki and Beat in the other. And the door that connects the two rooms is still Rhyme's portal. Joshua should technically be inside the house as well, but I made the drawing too small so he doesn't fit, so just pretend he's inside one of the rooms. But then Joshua realizes that rather than one house with two rooms that look exactly alike, it's actually two completely different houses that look exactly alike. And that would make Rhyme's portal not only a door into both houses, but a fenced path that connects the two, so Joshua and the others can cross over. As for why there are two Traverse Towns in the first place, I genuinely don't know. But at the moment, I don't think we're supposed to know, as I think it may connect to young Xehanort since he was also present for Toy Box's Split Worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3. But, once again, that's for another time. We've strayed away from portals enough as it is. Now that we've gone over Rhyme as a portal, we can take her situation and compare it to others. The portal for Xehanort. Sora, Donald, and Goofy were able to enter Dream Scala at Kylum via Xehanort in the same way that Joshua entered Dream Traverse Town via Rhyme. And just as Rhyme was able to be in Dream Traverse Town herself, Xehanort is still able to be in Dream Scala at Kylum himself. But the difference between Rhyme and Xehanort is that Rhyme is only a personified dream. Xehanort is a real person and he was completely awake during the process. So it seems a person and their heart can be 100% awake and still be a portal to the realm of sleep. This could be because Xehanort is a human and thus still a dreamer by Joshua's definition. The portal for Sora. Sora is also a real person, but he was asleep when Riku used him as a portal. But Sora still differs from Rhyme because Riku didn't immediately access the sleeping world. Instead, Riku first accessed Sora's Station of Awakening, and then used the sleeping keyhole to access Sora's Dream Destiny Islands after fighting Ven's Nightmare Armor. Dream Drop Distance's beginning. Ansem the Seeker of Darkness explains that Riku left into a second layer of sleep, Sora's dreams, at the beginning of their test. I feel like this is similar to Joshua using Rhyme's dreams to enter the realm of sleep, or even in the end of Dream Drop Distance when Riku dives into Sora's dreams again with a portal. This is not confirmed, but I theorize a portal did not appear in the beginning of the test, because a sleeping keyhole was present. And since sleeping keyholes also allow one to enter the realm of sleep in general, that the sleeping keyhole acted in the portal's stead. Now that we're familiar with portals showing up in the real world, I don't find the blue portals, the battle gates in Kingdom Hearts 3, all that strange. If anything, it seems to me the blue ones only replaced the strange orbs of absent silhouettes in Kingdom Hearts 2, or the inverse missions in Birth by Sleep. The blue color certainly separates itself from the pink ones, which seem to always have a connection with either the realm of sleep or the realm of death. But there is still the yellow portal in Traverse Town and the purple portal in the world that never was to discuss. While not confirmed, I've come to the conclusion that these two portals are still indeed the normal dream portals that are usually pink. But if a pink dream portal leads to a specific sleeping world on the other side, that sleeping world will affect the portal's appearance from the outside view. Riku's portal in the real world that never was leads to the world map of all the sleeping worlds. And this makes sense because if the player were to access the world map without diving back into the realm of sleep, we would simply see a map of the real world. So Riku would first need to access the realm of sleep in general. That's why the game provides us with a portal to the dream world that never was. And it's the dream world that never was that's visible inside the portal that changes its color to match in theme. In addition, we clarified earlier that there are 2 whole Dream Traverse Towns during Dream Drop Distance. So I believe that the Traverse Town we see within the Dream Portal is always the other Traverse Town that we, the player, are not in at the moment. So, as Sora, we see the Dream Traverse Town that Riku is in, and as Riku, we see the one that Sora is in. And this is supported by when Joshua or the Spelican enter or leave one of these portals, they're always going to, or coming from, the other Traverse Town. And, like the world that never was, we can assume that it's both Dream Traverse Towns that influence the Dream Portal to turn yellow, matching Traverse Town's warm color scheme. Now, I also think that the gameplay portals we interact with in any sleeping world of Dream Drop Distance are still empty and thus pink, because we're not entering another sleeping world on the other side of the portal. We're remaining where we are, we're just activating a challenge is all. However, where this theory could fall flat is in Kingdom Hearts 3, because the dream portals that lead to both Dream Scala at Kylum and to the final world are still both pink and empty. But this may be because neither places are technically sleeping worlds. I've said before that Dream Scala at Kylum may only be a dream from Xehanort's memory. I don't think it's Scala at Kylum's sleeping world itself. The final world definitely isn't a sleeping world, it's not even in the realm of sleep, it's in the realm of death. Even in Dream Drop Distance, when Riku opens a portal into Sora's Station of Awakening, it's too cloudy to see if it contains something or not. But my guess is not, since the Station of Awakening isn't a sleeping world either. I believe if Sora's portal was clear, it would be pink and empty, just like Xehanort's in Kingdom Hearts 3. Of course, I could be wrong in all of this, and what dictates the portals of the world that never was and the 2 Traverse Towns is another reason entirely. Still, overall, I hope I helped at least a little in understanding why portals are seen in Kingdom Hearts 3 and why they can appear with different colors. Hopefully in the future, we'll have more upfront clarification on how portals work.